Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed about the wage gap. It exists in nearly every line of work. The wage gap between men and women is real. It's a thing that exists. And though its size varies from job to job, it's present in all but a relative few occupations. More than that, it exists in male-dominated, female-dominated, and gender-balanced fields. In business, in education, in computers, in sales, in healthcare, in the arts, in virtually any line of work you can think of. Women are paid less than men. The most commonly cited statistic here in the US is that women make 78% as much as men in terms of annual median earnings. But the wage gap is not as simple as that. It's worse for older women. The wage gap is actually quite a bit smaller for young women. Women under the age of 35 earn about 90% of what men earn, which still isn't ideal, but is a lot better than 78%. But the older women get, the more that wage gap grows. The wage gap also grows the more educated women become. Even though there are now more women than men enrolling in college, a woman with a bachelor's degree can expect to earn just 71% of what a man with a bachelor's degree earns. And women with graduate degrees earn 69% of what men with graduate degrees earn. That one surprised me when I read it for the first time. But not all the data about the wage gap is so unexpected. Some of it seems depressingly familiar. It's worse for women of color. The disparities between the earnings of women of color and white men are simultaneously shocking and the sorts of things to which many of us have grown dismally accustomed. Black women earn 64% of what white men earn. Hispanic women have it even worse. They earn just 54% of what white men earn. And those statistics, and all of the statistics I've referred to so far in this video, refer to the wage gap as it exists in the United States, by the way. But the wage gap is no respecter of political boundaries. It exists worldwide. When the World Economic Forum released its report last year on the global gender gap, it found just one country, Denmark, where women earn more than men on average. It found no country where women earn the same as men for doing the same job. The US finished in the middle of the pack, 65th out of 142 countries. Among the countries that finished ahead of us were Canada, the UK, and Burundi, which actually had the smallest wage gap. Among the countries that finished behind us in the survey were China, Italy, and Israel, and those latter two have women earning less than 50% of what men earn. You've probably noticed by this point that this is one of the videos in this series where I'm all serious and earnest, and I know that a lot of you prefer the funny ones, and hell, I like the funny ones better too, to be honest, but I could only think of one joke regarding the wage gap, and it's not very funny either. Even so, it is the biggest joke that I know of about the wage gap. It's the fact that its existence is still denied by some. The wage gap is a fact. I don't know how to say it any clearer than that. If you doubt that claim, the major sources I've used to write this video are linked in the description box. Check them out. Or better yet, do your own research. You'll find, as I did, that the wage gap exists for virtually all women, all around the world. Though it varies in size, it exists for women of all ages, of all races, in virtually all occupations. It exists for married women and single women. It exists for women without children and women with children. I suppose we could argue about what causes it, how much of it is directly attributable to sex discrimination versus other factors, but the thing we cannot do is deny it. And the thing we must not do is ignore it. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.